Hello, my name is Scarlett and I run a small business called AFRAYED Upcycling. I take secondhand textiles and make new stuff, but I also do patterns, tutorials, kits and blah, 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 blah. And I have been on a mission to try and get some Christmas sewing projects done this year. I'm trying to semi-turn them into tutorials as well. So we've done the lip keyring thing. I've also done a beetle for my sister, and today we are making these. Yes, we are making a scrappy zipped pouch and a scrappy boxy makeup, skincare, travel bag, whatever you want it to be. This is a fantastic way to use up your scraps. So I've used bits of secondhand textiles, I've used bits of tea towels, tablecloths to help create these really pretty, snazzy, scrappy designs. And I'm going to show you how to make them. So let's crack on and figure out what things you need. Let's go. Okay, so here are all of the measurements that you need for the small zipper pouch. You need 2 of the main fabric, 2 of the lining fabric, a zip, and this organza. And you obviously need some fabric scraps. So starting off, take your 2 main pieces to the ironing board and begin layering at least 2 layers of fabric scraps. And then your final layer, make sure that you add your design. I'm going for these cute little flowers, I think. And then you want to do that for your other piece. Next, grab some organza and cut it a little bit bigger than your 2 main pieces. Grab some pins and begin pinning your piece, making sure to catch the organza, the scraps, and the main fabric. These are only small pieces, so you don't actually need a lot of pins for this. Next, flip the pieces and cut along one of the shorter edges to the size of that main fabric piece, like I'm doing here. This gives you a rough idea of where to start sewing. Next, you want to stitch some lines to keep all of the pieces together. Completely up to you on how you want to do this. I'm going to stitch one line and then use this snazzy little seam guide foot. However, if you don't have that, you can just wing it or use a fabric marker to draw some lines on if you're more of a perfectionist. I do recommend that you do sew in the same direction. It just prevents any ripples in the organza. Do this for both pieces. Once you've done that, flip both of the pieces around and trim to the main piece's size, if that makes sense. So just follow the main piece. Then grab your zip and make sure that you have the zip pull facing down like this and place it right sides onto that main piece like I'm doing here. Pin it in place, then grab your lining piece. Again, right sides, facing it down. We are basically creating a little zip sandwich. Readjust the clips and then we're going to sew a 1 centimeter seam allowance here. I do find that the width of the zip's quite wide, therefore I don't need to change my foot or I need to change the position of my needle. However, double check on your machine because you may need to do that. Once it's stitched in place, you're going to press this lining piece first, and then we're going to top stitch close to that folded edge here. It just keeps all of the fabric inside the bag, like this. Now, very important you watch what I do here. Grab your main piece and place the zip along the edge like this, like you did before. Clip it into place and then place the lining on top like this. So make sure that the 2 main pieces are together and the 2 lining pieces are together. And do the exact same, so sew a 1 centimeter seam allowance and then press and top stitch. And it should look a little like this. Moving on, you're going to bring the 2 main pieces right sides like this, and then the 2 lining pieces will be facing each other like this. And then as you can see here, you can sort of see the zip is naturally falling to the side of the lining. So we're just going to put a clip there to keep it in place. And then same with the other side. It sort of naturally falls towards the lining, so we'll put a clip there. Then you're going to clip around this entire rectangle. However, when you go to sew, make sure you start at this point here, going all the way around, making sure you pivot at the corners, and then finish the stitching here, leaving a 10 centimeter-ish gap. Okay, for nice crisp corners, we're going to trim them. And then we're going to pull the entire piece through. I'm using a screwdriver to help poke out those corners. Now all we need to do is close that lining gap. It naturally creates the seam for you, so we're just going to top stitch along this little edge, making sure to close that gap. Push it back into the zipped pouch and then voila! And it's totally optional. I'm going to use a little bit of vibrant cobalt blue lace on the zip pull, like this. All measurements for the zipped pouch can be found on the screen here. You need 2 of the main fabric, 2 of the lining. I like to use a big chunky zip for this project, and I'll tell you why later. And obviously you need organza and some fabric scraps. These smaller pieces are for the handle and for the little zipper tabs. Again, all measurements are on the screen. So bring your 2 main pieces to the ironing board and you are going to start to layer the scraps to create a nice, snazzy, unique design. I recommend just 2 layers because I find that a 3rd layer makes it a little bit more difficult to work with the zip. Whilst we're at the ironing board, we're going to work on the handle and the zipper tabs. Fold the handle in half along the longer edge, wrong sides touching. Then open the piece and using the crease line as a guideline, you're going to fold the 2 longer edges to that crease line, almost as if you are creating bias binding. Then you're going to fold it in half, encasing those raw edges. Top stitch along this longer edge so that the piece is closed. Then you're going to do the exact same for the zipper tabs. Fold it in half, wrong sides touching, then have the 2 sides meeting in the middle, and then you're going to top stitch it closed. Time to stitch these scraps down. So grab your organza and cut 2 pieces slightly bigger than your main piece. Then grab some pins and start pinning each piece. These aren't massive pieces, so you don't actually need too many pins for this. Then I like to flip these pieces around and trim the edges just so I know where to sew my first line. Then we're going to stitch it all down. Totally up to you how you want to do it. I'm going to do a line of stitching and then use this snazzy little seam guide foot to help make sure my lines are as straight as possible. However, you can do wavy lines, you can sort of eyeball it. Totally up to you. And if you are a perfectionist, you can use a fabric marker to mark some lines and follow them. It is recommended that you sew in the same direction to prevent any ripples in the organza. Make sure you do this for both pieces. Once you've done that, flip both of the pieces to the wrong side and trim off any excess following the main fabric. Grab your zip and make sure that the zip pull is facing right sides down onto the right sides of the main fabric, like this. Place it along the top of one of the longer edges and clip in place. Grab your lining piece, place it on top, right sides facing down, like this. Make sure it's all lined up and readjust the clips. Then you're going to sew a 1 centimeter seam allowance. Because the zipper tape is quite wide, I find that I don't need to change my foot or change the position of the needle. It sits right at the edge of the zipper teeth, which is great. However, if you do need to change this, make sure you do it now. Then you're going to give it a good press and then top stitch. This is to prevent the lining from getting caught in the zip, but also it's a nice professional finish overall. Now it's important that you watch what I do here. Grab your other main piece and face it down right sides like this. So it should be matching the right sides of the other piece that you've just sewn. Like you did before, clip it in place and then flip it to then add the lining piece right sides down like this. Rearrange them clips and then sew a 1 centimeter seam allowance, press and then top stitch like you did before. And it should look a little like this. Grab the 2 main pieces like this and then pull it up so that the lining pieces now meet. And then I want you to clip these two sides here, because we're going to do a 1 centimeter seam allowance for just these two sides only. So you're going to need the zipper tab, which is the chunkier one of the two. Fold it in half and cut along that fold to create 2 zipper tabs. These need to be tacked in place along the 2 ends of the zip. So we're going to fold one in half and place along the zip at the very end, clip it, and then we're going to do a sort of 1/2 centimeter seam allowance so it doesn't get seen when we sew the rest of the item. Do the same for the other side. So we're going to place it on top of the zip, clip it in place, and then do a 1/2 centimeter seam allowance, making sure that you do catch the main fabric and the lining fabric like this. Before we cut our corners, we're just going to line up this piece properly. So you want the seam of the lining to match the middle of the zipper teeth like this, and that needs to also match the seam of the main fabric. If you're more of a visual learner like myself, then watch carefully. And we're not doing any sewing just yet, we're just clipping it in place. Right, time to cut out these corners. I'm using a 2-inch square for this. So you want to make sure that the lining is still folded underneath, and I'm lining it up with the edges of the main fabric, and I want to do that for all 4 corners and then cut through all 4 layers of fabric like I am doing here. Then you're going to sew through all the layers of these 2 shorter sides. You might want to switch to a size 90 needle. That is a lot of fabric to deal with. And please be careful because you might start to sew over a zip, so just hand crank it if you can. Next, you're going to pull the whole item through. You may need to unzip the zipper for this to help you. Next, grab your bag handle and place it along one of the edges like this. Then we're going to sew a 1 centimeter seam allowance through all the layers. So make sure you do catch the lining as well. And you're going to do that for both sides with the handle. Once you've done that, trim it so it's about 1/2 centimeter. Yeah, get those scissors through. And then, like a French seam, we're going to turn the piece so that the lining is on the outside. And then we're going to sew a 1 centimeter seam allowance. And this is how it should look. Just means that the outside's going to look good, the inside's going to look good. And then we're going to turn that piece so the right sides are facing out. It's looking so good already. Okay, and you want to repeat the exact same thing, but obviously without a handle for the other side. So again, we're creating a French seam. We're going to put the 2 wrong sides or the 2 lining sides together, do a 1 centimeter seam allowance, trim it, then flip it and do the exact same. So another 1 centimeter seam allowance. And voila! So we're just going to poke it all out, trim off any of those scraggly little ends. And guess what? You've made a pretty snazzy zipped makeup box pouch thing. Thank you so much for watching. If you do make anything using this tutorial, then please do tag me. You know I love to see your designs. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.